All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Laps Comic Fan here, and today we are going to talk with the man, the myth, Lunchbox Warren.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Warren?
I'm doing good. It's hot as hell out here, but it's I got the AC blowing, so it's good.
Yes, it is hot and humid where I'm at, and tomorrow I go camping with the family for Friday, Saturday, and I'll be back Sunday.
Yeah, nice. Where you
It'll
guys
be
go
fun.
camping at?
We'll be camping in one of the state parks in Pennsylvania, in northern. Well, it'll be western northern Pennsylvania.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's about maybe 45 minutes away from where I live, but you got to
Oh,
drive down like a fucking mountain just to get out of where I live. So that's always fun.
yeah. Are
That's
you guys
always
doing
great.
the tents, or you got like the camper? Or...
No, we're gonna do tents.
Oh,
The
nice.
Our littlest one, he has been asking to do camping for a long time because we there was a lot of stuff we did with our older kids, like Disney World, all that stuff, and he sees all these pictures and he's like, "Hey, what the
Yeah.
fuck?" So we're like, we'll go camping. And what's cool though is about 30 minutes away from the campsite is a drive-in, and on Saturday they're doing Superman and Jurassic Park, so we're gonna take him to go do that.
Ooh, yeah.
Figure
I
that'll be
miss
fun.
drive-ins. We used to have one here in my town, but that was many years ago, and I missed that whole drive-in experience.
Yeah, I used to go not nearly as often whenever I was younger, but like in my late teens and early 20s, I had gone to many. I went to a lot when I was homeless because I would just sneak in or like go through the back, just watch from the back, and I could hear it
Yeah.
from people's cars. So, but my wife likes to do those type of things because her mom, when she was growing up, her and her brother, she had a brother, and I think that's it. Like, I don't think they have any other. I don't think so. I know she's got a lot of cousins, but anyway, her mom used to take her and her brother everywhere. They would just go. They would do like 2 trips a year. One of them was educational, as she said, and then one was a fun one. Well, I said, we will never do educational unless it is fun because I'm not doing that. You and the
Yeah.
kid can go, but I will be staying home unless it is fun.
Yeah, I can see that. Like Grand Canyon can be educational and fun. You know,
Yes.
Washington D.C. If you don't get robbed, can be educational and fun.
Well, if you stay right in the you know, the area that has like all the Congress, White House, that big giant square, you'll be good. But it's literally, dude, like, because we would go to her mother's every year, and I hated flying for a long time. Like, I always I have these like weird irrational fears. Now I
Yeah,
don't. My job, I've had to fly everywhere, so I can't really have that anymore. But before, like, so we would take the train, right? And there was a 14-hour layover in Washington, D.C. And the train station in DC is like one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen or been in. It's crazy looking. But we had the time to go all over the place in Washington. So like that was the thing we did every year was go tour Washington DC. We
I'd
did like
always
the good.
I've always wanted to go up and down the East Coast to see all that stuff, but I hate flying like with a
Mm-hmm.
passion. I have done it because when I was in the army, I did it, and a few other times, but I just absolutely hate it. Like if I could drive, I would. Like I would rather take a 4-day train to Chicago than fly there from Seattle.
I Listen, man, I totally understand. I was that person, but then whenever I got this job and I was like trying to move up, I had this for 2 years, man, I flew all over the place. Like
Yeah.
for like 6 months out of the year, all I did was travel and stay in shitty hotels. Cause like they would be like, here's your per diem. And we're going off of the military per diem. And I'm like, I'm not in the military. So like
You need to give
I
me that
really don't want to
civilian
stay at a Motel
contractor.
6, you know? I don't want to do that. Like the
No,
per diem for just one person is like $68.
I need that civilian contractor per diem, not that military soldier per
Yes. My
diem.
second year though was awesome. My second year was fantastic because I started getting paid to go by the companies like if like Serva and all these other major military move companies, they would pay for me to go places. So I started actually staying in hotels,
Oh,
which
nice.
was a giant step up from the continental breakfast in an envelope motel.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been wanting to do this for a while. I mean, it's kind of funny how things work out on, especially on the internet, like how you meet people, and met you through MSK,
hmm
the quite possibly one of the weirdest streamers of all time.
I
And
met a lot of cool people through him.
yeah, and I love the dude. Like I have a very soft spot in my heart for the guy. Um and I like going on his show. I do. And I like hanging out with everybody from there. And it's you know, it's kind of cool like that you get to meet new people, and
Yeah.
you people that you wouldn't think that you would vibe with, I guess, is the as the young people are saying, vibe. Yeah, but I did some stuff with Professor Savage Dad, which was good because I always knew me and him would get along really well. And another person I wanted to do stuff with is you, because you're a chilled out dude, and we don't have to yell and scream at each other,
Oh, no, no, no,
which is
none of
fantastic.
that.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about is I didn't get to hear your thoughts on Superman, as I was watching MSK's show, but you know how that goes, man. Like
Oh, yeah.
it could be like a 4-hour show and it doesn't get into anything until 2 hours in. So what you can go ahead and give a little, what's your overall thoughts on the movie? What did you like? What did you not like?
I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. Um, it did drag in some spots, so story-wise could have been tightened up a bit, but there was a lot going on, and he did a really good balancing act with all the characters, because the side characters I thought weren't going to, when people were complaining about too many characters, I thought, well, they're just not going to be in it that much. It's going to be Superman focused. And it stayed Superman focused, but I was surprised on how much screen time like Guy Gardner got and Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific was the MVP of the movie.
Yes.
Corn Sweat's portrayal of Superman was great. And overall, I think this is one of probably the best live action portrayal of Superman. I do have a soft spot for that Tyler guy's one of that most recent Superman live action TV series. I think it was called Superman and Lois.
That's a good show. That's actually a good show.
Really good show. This, though, was like, out of all the movies, this was probably the best representation of Superman. I'm a big Christopher Reeves fan, but this movie was just perfect when it comes to representing what Superman is.
Yeah, I liked it. I gave it an 8. I probably liked it a lot more than the panel I was on.
Yeah.
One of the guys, Bob, who's a really super cool dude. The Bob likes movies, or Bob talks movies, whatever, I can't remember. He was super nice, man. He was a cool dude. He explained why he was disappointed in the movie, but I also, it leads me to think, like, and this is nothing about him. This is more just people in general, because I'm seeing a lot of comments from the people who didn't like it. It's like such a dislike, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how can a whole set of people really, really like this movie, and then the subset of people really hate this movie? I haven't seen many people be like, yeah, it was meh, it was okay. I know there are people out there that are like that, but a lot of people, it's like some of the stuff that they say, like one person I read today said, the scene that everybody's obviously talking about is the Jor-El and Lara scene, where the whole message, and it was a legit message, stuff like that. You know exactly what we're talking about. And someone wrote like that James Gunn single-handedly destroyed 90 years of Superman continuity. And I'm like, it's a movie, it's not in the comics, so it's not part of continuity. It's just,
and in the last 90 years, Jor-El's been an asshole a few times.
A ton of times.
Yeah.
A ton of times.
It's not, this is not beyond the scope of reality for a superior alien race sending their child to a savage, a primitive planet where they know that child is going to be a god, and they told him to essentially, turn it into a world of peace as a warlord. And
Right.
that's not like that's the first time that's ever been brought up in comics. Hell, there was a part where Jor-El came back and actually was supposedly like they retconned where he was like was pushing the offense of the DC universe since Superman had arrived, and he ended up being a villain. So it's not beyond the scope of reality.
That was just a couple years ago too. That was just a couple years ago. I read a lot of that. They kept him as like the like masked guy.
Yeah, I forgot what he was called, but it was ended up being Jor-El. And they did the same thing to Batman at the with I believe it was the Grant Morrison run. They turned Batman's father evil, but I don't know if it was it actually his father, or did that turn out being a dupe like a
I can't remember. I have the Grant Morrison run, and
you know what I'm talking about, though, right? Like the guy claimed to be Thomas Wayne. So
the guy claimed to be Thomas Wayne. Yeah, they've done this a lot.
Yeah, I understand why James Gunn did it, because he wanted the whole point of the movie, or the main theme of the movie, was about choosing to be good, being good's punk rock. So if you take away Superman's main motivation, not motivation, but purpose of being good, then he has to kind of find himself. So it creates a growth of the character. I just think it was too jarring. I think you could have done it in other ways. Like, honestly, I don't agree with making it. Should have been Lex altered the tape,
right,
or lied about the translation,
right.
If he would have lied about the translation, you still would have had all of the throwback, because we live in a society where a lie can travel around the world 3 or 4 times before anyone can even figure it out. So he would have faced all that self-doubt. He would have faced all of that, and at the same time still would have got the pep talk from his dad, which I liked from the
that was great.
That was great. Mom and Pop Kent were amazing in this movie. All of that would have still worked without having that jarring. It's like the breaking the neck of Zod. This is what I compare it to. It's really a break the neck of Zod moment, but I don't feel like it takes us out of the movie as much as the break the neck of Zod did. Like, the movie did not get ruined because Jor-El wanted him to be Conan the Barbarian and not be essentially the savior of humanity. He wanted him to see his enemies driven before him, hear the lamentations of their women, and that whole deal. So
the harems.
It is harems, like the Superman harems. And don't get me wrong, it was funny, but I just don't understand why hammering in that this is real. They made multiple points to tell us that no, this is real. This is what Jor-El wanted.
Yes. I think it would have been better as if he actually knew about the message. Because that, in my opinion, if he would have known about that message and still chose to be good, Lex finding it, right, and say he's been lying to us, and that would have made the grooming statement so much. It would have made it more impactful if Superman had known about this, kind of like still chose to be good, and it would have represented, oh, he didn't choose to be like them. He chose to be like his actual, parents that raised him. Like, I still think, like, if he knew that, him finding that out was just kind of like, all right, dude, we know you're not going to change. We know you're not going to change. You've been being good ever since you've been here. Like, so I think that to me would have made more sense if that he knew about it the whole time, or just not fucking do it at all.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be done.
Right. It doesn't impact. I didn't think that it impacted it didn't need to be done for us to realize that Ma and Pa Kent were the driving forces in his life.
Yeah. Because now, does he have resentment towards his parents?
Exactly. We don't know anything.
How does Kara feel, Supergirl? Because is this what Kryptonians do? Or was this his dad in a moment as a scientist was like, listen, son, these hairless apes are insane. So I want you to calm them down, get them right, and I need you to spread our seed because we don't want the Kryptonians to die with you.
Right. To die out.
So
Right.
was
Yeah.
it like that, or was this like, or Krypton's like the Voltrumites or the Saiyans, where it's like, because
Yeah.
it's not like Kryptonians being assholes is not a new thing either. That's
Oh, I
another
know.
thing. It's like,
There's been
yeah,
many representations of this.
like
Yes.
with Superman breaking Zod's neck in Man of Steel, Superman doesn't do that. So there's not like there's a comic book presence for this. In with Jor-El being essentially like telling his son to be a conqueror, there is a level for this. And if he plans to bring Jor-El back like they did in the comic books in some way, because he had Bradley Cooper playing it, you could bring Bradley Cooper back, or Supergirl during her movie, if she has any flashbacks, do we get to see Bradley Cooper and Jor-El there?
Right.
It's like, do we get to see? I thought it would have been humorous. It's like you've got Mama Superman in the kitchen. Here comes Jor-El. You've got Kara in the living room being a teenage girl, and he's just like, okay, I want you to conquer the humans, and I want you to breed. And she's just like, oh, geez, Uncle, don't quit being so weird. And just like walk off, or like, are we gonna? Is that part of her trauma? Is that she's not taking over and starting harems? Like, I mean,
it's one of those things where you're just like, it was just like, it was jarring. It was just like, what? Why? Like, okay. It didn't ruin anything for me. Like the rest of the movie I thought was fantastic. I thought it was great. I've seen it twice. I'm going to be seeing it 3 times now. So like I saw it in IMAX, and that was an experience. That was freaking amazing, because the whole movie was filmed for IMAX. So it looked great. Like I thought the effects, except for the baby, the baby looked weird. I'm just going to say it looked weird. And parts where they were in that particle river looked very weird, even in 4K in IMAX. It looked very weird, but the rest of it, like the flying, I thought looked amazing.
Oh, the flying was great. The dog was probably some of the best special effects of the year.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, that dog looks so fake," and I'm like,
"Oh no,
I'm like,
that dog was
like, God, people, like, what?"
That dog reminded me of this little menace here, but he's just not super powered, and he only weighs 5 pounds. So
yeah, and I could see people liking my thoughts on Crypto was, I have no problem with Crypto because I've read tons of stuff with Crypto in it, so I already knew, like, I already knew, but I wish they would have kept him limited to that beginning scene. And then when they got to the Fortress of Solitude and he's messing it all up, and, like, Jesus Christ, and maybe a little bit, but if they would have kept him to that, and then the end when Lex makes his little thing and he comes out and attacks him, like, that was basically like the Hulk and fucking Loki moment, the smash. Like, I thought they used him a little bit too much in the climax, but I understand why they did. I get it. Like, people love dogs. People just, I mean, I've seen people talk about, the dogs are better than people type thing.
yeah.
Like, and they loved it. So I understand, like, I get it. And it didn't bother me as much as some people, because I hear people that say, yeah, the dog was okay, but it was used too much. Or I loved it. I love the dog. I love Crypto. How many people are going to name their goddamn dogs Crypto now?
I think I was seeing it was reported that, like, inquiries for dog adoptions were up 500% since the movie came out. So like, there's going to be a lot of Cryptos running around.
So I hope that this movie does well, and I hope that it surpasses all expectations, because this right now, with the way the MCU has been, and people can argue with me all they want to, like, you can argue your MCU points and stuff like that, but here's the thing. Realistically, the movies have not been as good as they used to be. They just haven't. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, like, they just haven't. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine, I mean, you can call that as an MCU movie as much as I can call this a Zack Snyder movie. Like, come on, people. Like, they were already making it, and Ryan Reynolds, anytime Disney tried to step in, he told them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so come on, man. Like, they were just the production releasing company. They were the distribution agent for that. I
Pretty
mean,
much.
he
I mean,
made fun of the
it was an
MCU the entire
MCU
time.
film, but it was so different than whatever that's been coming out since Endgame.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah.
yeah, they used the TVA. That was like the big thing. And the fact that he picked his crummy world that was bound for, extinction over getting a part in the Avengers. Like, everything he ever wanted was going to be given to him, but he picked his shitty little world over that. So, like, there you go. I don't know how that's like making the MCU better. It looked like a big middle finger to the MCU to me.
Kind of like,
Like,
hey, I looked around, saw what you guys have. I'm just gonna go back to my shitty little world.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. Like, and
Well, here's a question
good.
for you.
Yeah.
So far, I've been watching like the daily drops from a couple of sources from Twitter, and so far, it's doing good daily. Like I think it's almost at budget and marketing reported budget and marketing cost, which was 350 million. That's the reported cost.
Mhm.
Now, if it doesn't get to 700, does Warner Brothers still consider this a success, or do you think they're going to be worried if it ends up like at 550, 600 million? Because I
Um,
think they're going to be okay because of all the positive momentum around the movie. Like the movie is
well,
critically and audience love it. So they got a really good launching point, but it didn't make its double marketing and budget like movies are supposed to be a success.
well, I think they're going to keep it in the theater as long as they can.
Yeah.
As long as they can. If it's still making like $40 million a weekend, they're going to keep it in there till it
Yeah.
like caps out, and people are going to go, well, they kept it in for so long, blah, blah. Well, people were still going to see it. And I think the word of mouth, especially, this is like, literally think of how much people have been talking about this movie, and we haven't even come up on the second weekend yet.
Yeah, they're projecting only a 50% drop for the second
So
weekend. That's good. Like
that's very good.
If it does that domestically, does a
Mhm.
soft 50, 55% drop, then we're getting into the 400 million range, depending on
Mhm.
how overseas is. Overseas is not doing great compared to domestically, which is interesting. But there is, it's not, the film's not political,
No.
but it does have some stuff that kind of, if you squint your eyes, reflects the real world. And there's some
Yeah.
very sensitive subjects that the film kind of grazes across
Mhm.
that for the politically obsessed, I can see why they are pointing fingers at it on both sides,
Right.
especially with the Middle Eastern country war thing.
Yeah.
That was a huge kind of reflection of what's, even though the script was done before the
Well,
current conflict up there started. So
right.
it's
Well,
not like,
let me say this real fast. But the Middle East has been at war since before the Bible. So,
yeah, yeah.
hello. But go ahead.
Let's put a
Yeah.
little tigger on there. Yeah, this has
Yeah.
always been going on and always will be going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but to me, like I didn't see it when I was in the film. Like when I was watching the film, I was like, there's a little bit because I am kind of tuned into the politics of it. I was like, okay, I could kind of see where this might reflect, but it's not enough to take me out of the movie. I'm not being preached to. The subject of the movie was still about being good, being
Mhm.
kind to others, everyone along those lines. So I didn't think it pulled it out there, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the reception though. Like you have your hardcore politics people on Twitter. Like the
Mhm.
war on Twitter over Superman is not being reflected in audience scores and in critic scores and in box office. I think it's small extreme groups arguing with each other because my mom had no idea of any politics in it at all. She's just like, I heard there was politics in this and there was, I didn't hear any at all, and because I took her to it to go see it, her and my
Mhm.
older nephew. My older nephew absolutely loved it. My mom thought it was good, but she didn't. She's not a comic book reader,
Mhm.
so it was like, no, it's a good movie. It's just, it was a good movie.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was.
it's not her deal, but
Yeah,
she
it's not on
enjoyed it.
our
Yeah.
radar, but yeah, for
Yeah.
comic fans though, it was like, oh yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, I was surprised at how many references there were in there. I thought it was great that I mentioned this on MSK show. I thought it was great that the black dude, the black scientist that was working for Lex was Otis. That cracked me up, dude,
Oh
because all
yeah,
I thought was Otis from fucking Christopher Reeve movies. Okay, Mr. Luthor.
sure thing, Mr. Luthor.
Otisville. Like,
Yep.
yeah, dude. Like I thought that was great.
Well,
Um,
speaking of Luthor,
mhm.
aside from maybe Michael Rosenbaum, who did Smallville, but according to Nicholas Holt's own interview, he actually talked to Michael Rosenbaum and modeled his Lex Luthor off of Smallville's Lex Luthor. This was an amazing Lex Luthor.
Oh,
Like
fantastic.
one of the best, if not like
Fantastic.
the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved how people like I said like some of the speeches got a little bit too much, but like literally, when is that not Lex Luthor though? Like
Mhm.
and people, you can't. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a little bit hard to argue with me like when I have a lot of comics and we all know that I read them. I am a huge
Yeah.
nerd. That's all I do, and there's many interpretations where I thought the plan and the execution of the plan was 100% convoluted, like Lex Luthor's plans are. It was
Yeah.
easy. People who said this movie is all over the place, I was just like, is it hard for you to understand stuff? Like, I didn't have any issue following any of this. And I thought that all the things that happened in the movie were result stemming from what Lex was doing. So I didn't
Yeah.
see it as and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. I thought this happened, so therefore this thing happened.
Yeah.
Therefore we led to here. We led to here. I just don't understand like some people, and I get like that your interpretation of Superman might be different, right? Because there's so many of them. But overall, like this was a very positive, uplifting movie. Like
Yeah.
it was. And I thought I went the first night that I went on Thursday was in my town, which is crazy that my town got this. Like I'm just telling, like we don't get first run movies. Like it's just a very small, town, and the theater only charges $4. Put it that way.
Oh,
Like
nice.
yeah, and we still have the old like 1920s giant fucking. It's huge, dude. The screen is gigantic in this place, and I thought it was great. Like, got to see it there. My sister came with me and my buddy John, and they both loved the movie. When I saw it in IMAX, it was packed. Like, I think there probably wasn't an empty seat because when I reserved my seat, I went by myself. There was only two other open seats, and I heard nobody saying anything negative about it coming out of it. And I
Yeah.
talked to people. I made sure to like hang around. I was like, "Hey, what did you think? Did you like the movie?" And everybody was like, "Yeah, like I liked it a lot actually." I think a lot of people were surprised at
Yeah.
how much they liked the movie.
I think
And
word of mouth is going to be a big part of this film's success.
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah.
And I hope so because I think this, if they get good enough directors and writers, this could be a time where they, not saying that they could take the reins from Marvel or the MCU, because I think comparing the two leads to making bad movies because they become reactionary instead of worrying about making the movie for the characters that they're writing for.
Yeah.
And I just don't want that to happen. Two things can exist in the same space. Two things can. You can like both things. It's okay. But I think, with the Marvel DC crossover that's coming up, I think it would be just like great if they both could be successful. Like that would be
Mhm.
awesome. Like I don't want the MCU to fail. Like contrary to popular belief, whenever I talk about it, you think I want it to fail? Like that's stupid. Like I go into every movie. Why do I keep going to see the movies then? I don't put out like hate content on my channel whenever I do stuff. Like That's just not how I do things. I just don't. I have a separate channel for that, and I've only made 2 videos. 2 in a year. So that should tell you, like, I don't really care about doing that. If I don't like it, I usually don't wanna talk about it because I don't
Yeah.
care about it. Like, you know? I don't know. Like, and I understand that there is a market for that, but I also understand that once you do that and that seems to be all that you do, how do you then talk positively about something? Because then your audience isn't going to want to hear that.
Well, yeah, it's you if you sell hot dogs from a stand and build an audience off of hot dogs, then all of a sudden you start serving sushi. Well, people are going to turn away from you. So if your whole mission and business and your whole presence online is shitting on Marvel, and then
Mm,
they do something good, and then the only thing you have to do is say either lie and make and over exaggerate and make really weird statements about how something that's good is bad,
yep.
or you say it's good and then everyone's looking at you like, oh, are you a shill now? Are you sell
Yeah.
out? Because
You
you've essentially built
shill.
an audience that wants nothing but drama. So it's how much of that stuff is going on now. And what's interesting, because if you go on Twitter, you would think the Superman has split the community down the middle. But if you go to the movie theater, you talk to people, you see reviews, you look on Facebook, it's just positivity. There's
Yeah.
not many people who have any real substantial complaints. The only real complaint that I think you could have would be possibly pacing, because it does drag at points very shortly, and then the Jor-El storyline.
Yep.
But even then, neither one of those it draws out the movie or brings it down like to a B or C level. That movie is a strong A.
Yes, I
It is
agree.
interesting though, is we're gonna see 5 more DC movies if they stick to their schedule
Hmm.
before we get to see Avengers Doomsday. So that's going to be
When is
interesting.
when is Avengers Doomsday supposed to come out?
December of 2027 if they don't hold it off again.
Jesus Christ, wasn't it supposed
So
to be out already, like coming out this year or next year?
it was supposed to come out December of 2026. So we were going to get Fantastic Four, Spider-Man next summer, and that Spider-Man was going to lead directly into Avengers Doomsday in the December time period of 2026. But they moved it off an hour. There are reports that they don't have the third act written yet, or they have the third act, but they're working on changing it. There's reports that the budget has already ballooned.
Yeah, it's over $1 billion, isn't it?
Yeah, with marketing, it'll be over $1 billion.
I mean,
If
they have to
if these
pay
reports
all
are
those
correct,
actors. Well, look
yeah.
at what that stream that they ran of all the chairs. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like, there, if all those people are going to be in it because they're doing Secret Wars, you know what I mean? They're going to have
yeah.
a lot of people for that
Well,
movie to work.
one thing that might help them is if they signed multiple film contracts. Like, we'll sign you, James Marston, for 60 million, but it's going to be for 3 films, 20 million per film on the budget. Like, how many films did RDJ sign up for? How many
Right.
films did the Russo brothers sign up for? I know they're doing Secret Wars, and they're doing Doomsday, which is Secret Wars, which leads it to Battle Planet, I believe, from what I
Yeah.
understand from the leaks and the rumors that's
I
been
think
going
it's supposed to
around.
be 2 movies, though, isn't it? Secret Wars, isn't that supposed to be like 2 movies?
I'm not sure because it's changed so much. I don't know exactly what's going on now with
Because it
that.
will turn into Battle World. It will have to, because that's how like Marvel did their soft reset in 2015.
Yeah,
Because I believe that's the Secret Wars they're going for, not the 84 one. It would make sense that they do the 2015 one because like then you could that will elevate the Fantastic Four because you're gonna have to have Franklin Richards be a part of it. It's gonna have to happen. I mean,
well,
in
he's
this
already a big part of Fantastic Four movie. Like
right,
the whole
she's
purpose of
having the
Galactus
baby and
coming to the
stuff like that.
planet is for the baby.
Probably,
So
yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that was the leak, but then the newest trailer confirmed it, where Reed Richards says that Galactus wants our baby to say spare Earth. So then that's kind of like the big dilemma to the end of the film. And I feel bad for Fantastic Four because even if it's good, it's facing the Marvel drag of lack of faith. And also, too, that's the only Marvel movie until Doomsday. So that's
Is
2
there no
years.
Spider-Man now?
Well, Spider-Man, but that's a Sony film, so I don't know how
Right,
much
yeah.
that's good. But it is going to have the Hulk and the Punisher in it, possibly Daredevil and Fisk also. So that movie might help tie in to Doom and help keep because they don't have any momentum right now, and there's rumors that Fantastic Four is going to help set up Doom.
Well, it would
But
have to.
yeah, it's going to have to on some level. And then I don't know how much Spider-Man is. There
Well, it
are a couple
better.
TV shows between now and then, but no movies except for Sony's Spider-Man. So it's going to be a 2-year Marvel movie drought until we get to see Avengers Doomsday. And
I
I
mean,
don't
that
care.
could work. That could work though. I mean,
Yeah,
because they've been putting out a lot of shit. And like if it goes away for a while and comes back with something as big as Doomsday.
yeah, and also too, comic book fans are going to be riding off the DC momentum because
Mhm,
Marvel momentum is what launched Man of Steel and BVS so high.
mhm.
So DC momentum could easily get people excited and push them towards Avengers Doomsday as well.
Right.
So especially if we start seeing cool teasers, we get to see what RDJ looks like at Doom. I imagine the next 2 years it's going to be stuff starting to drop. I am concerned because I want it to be successful. I'm like you. I want all the movies I go to be good.
Mhm.
But if you ask me if I was a betting man, when I hear about balloon budgets, rewrites, and holding off for a year, that does not give me confidence that they know that we're not going to get some kind of cluster F of a
Mhm.
movie, which sometimes that leads to. Because that's like the big problem Marvel has now is that they take simple movies with simpler characters and they balloon their budgets up, and we're not getting any quality for that ballooning. Like Marvel's trying to treat every character as $1 billion property, which is a huge mistake. You should not be dumping money into the Thunderbolts because who the hell are the Thunderbolts? Like why should we care about it? And you're not even putting one mainstay character except for Bucky in there, but even then that's questionable if Bucky's kind of like a mainstay character. So, and they're just dumping money into this stuff. Like Ant-Man's Quantum Mania budget ballooned to almost $400 million,
Which that
you
is
know,
sad.
which is sad. I mean, yeah. I mean,
They
you
took
can't,
Kang and he got beat by ants.
Kang
This
got beat by
this
Ant-Man.
this universal giant colossal threat
Yeah.
got taken out by ants in such a comical way too. I'll get you, Gadget. Like and me and my wife went to see that movie in the theater, and I think like we were just so happy to be out with each other that we were like, oh, this is all right. And then when we were in the car talking about it, my wife was like, that movie was kind of stupid, wasn't it? And I was like, it was really stupid.
It was very stupid.
It was not good. So while we're talking, I'm gonna show the comics that I picked up.
Oh,
Uh
nice.
Minus I wanted to get Aquaman #6, and I wanted to get New Gods #8. New Gods, I'm telling you, has surprised me. It's probably that and Challengers of the Unknown were probably my two big surprise books. That and actually Absolute Martian Manhunter was like the biggest surprise because
Oh, that was a huge surprise for me. I was
yeah.
shocked on how good that was.
Hey, what's up, Derpy? Yeah, it was a huge surprise how good it was, and I still enjoy it. Yeah, and I think they're on issue 4. I think I have all of them. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But Challenges the Unknown was great. Have you been following like the Absolute stuff? Like
I've been
the
following Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green
okay.
Lantern, Flash, and Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
I'm almost up on all of them.
So you know, like you read the DC All In special where Darkseid turned into the Spectre and then ripped the universe and blah blah blah, all that
I
stuff.
know of it from YouTube videos, but I didn't
Okay.
buy the actual comic. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, they like Booster Gold was the one that went into the distortion rift, right? So when he went in, time at the watchtower just like went like this, and then all of a sudden it went back. Their memories went back, and they don't remember Booster going in there. They just know that it's there. They don't know that Booster's in there. So when
Oh,
Booster went in there, he's like, all right, we got to figure out where we're at, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, Skeets. And Skeets wasn't with him. He's like, well, what the fuck? And he looks up and he sees it's the Daily Planet, but it's got the Omega symbol on it. And he's like, I know exactly where I am. And he's like, this is not good. And if you remember from, I forget, it was like a long time ago. Well, not long, but it was a few years ago where they had the Darkseid planet, and it was like the universe was made by Darkseid, something that he did. I cannot remember. Someone will have to refresh my memory, or I'll do that later. But I think that's what it did, is it put that universe into continuity. And so he had been gone, and they hadn't talked about him at all, like at all. Nobody has mentioned Booster Gold. Nobody has shown us anything. They finally, at the end of Justice League Unlimited #8, showed him being chained up, right? And they're like, so finally getting to it. But what was cool was Challenges of the Unknown. It was a 5-part series. It dealt with what happened when Darkseid created the rift. Like a lot of things on Earth and in space and different places, there were like these like crystals and like all this other weird shit started happening. So that dealt with that. But New Gods, and I wasn't gonna buy New Gods because I'm not a huge Ram V fan. You know, like I like some of his stuff is really cool, but like I didn't care for his Detective Comics run.
yeah.
And but I thought about it for a second, and I was like, well, New God should deal with that because, like, you know, All Father and or High Father and Darkseid. It's like they should. So I got it, and the first issue, I was like blown away. This dude, Evan Cagle. I don't know if you've ever seen his art, dude.
No, I haven't.
Unbelievable. It was blowing my mind. I was like, how do I not know who this guy is? I'll send you some pictures and you can check it. I mean, some of the stuff he did, and Ram V's writing fit perfectly for it. So the New Gods, they're actually dealing with the fallout of there being no Darkseid, because Darkseid and Highfather, they're one of two that there is no other them in the multiverse. They don't have a variant, you know, and then they're that's it. They're like order and chaos from the Marvel universe. Like
Okay.
they don't have like, so if like in the absolute universe or whatever, or Earth 2 doesn't have a Darkseid. Earth 3, there's only one, and that's it.
I like that. Though.
Yes.
I like that idea where he's just so him that he's the only him in all of the multiverse.
Yeah. He doesn't even have like someone who looks like him or a variant, nothing. So the New Gods had to deal with the balance of force, like of him not being there. They're like, what the fuck? What happened? Like, what's going on here? So, and the art, like I said, the art is unbelievable. Some of the stuff, let me see if I can find an issue here. Some of the stuff, man, when I was looking at it, I was like blown away how this, I've never heard of this guy, you know, and I'm like, man, this is like one of my favorite books right now. And I saw that like for a New Gods book, it was in the top 20 in sales. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like just for a New Gods book, they never sell. You know what I mean? Like not since like Kirby did stuff. And yeah, dude. So check this out. I'm going to show you this. This is crazy. So Darkseid is sitting here pondering something like his strength and all this stuff. And I don't know if you can see.
Okay, yeah.
So what's cool is he's sitting there, and then they show Metron in the Mobius chair, and they show he does the thing. He's at the source wall, right? And the source wall is like beaming this into him, and he's, the way he perceives it is amazing looking. Like some
Oh,
of this stuff
wow.
is incredible. Like this page itself is unreal, man. There's
That's
all these,
beautiful.
yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in here. And I
This is
was
the
like,
New Gods book. I'll have to pick it
yeah,
up.
this is the New Gods book. So then I was like, all right, they went to New Genesis. And just the way he draws characters is so good, dude. Like it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'll definitely pick that. I pick up comics just based off of artwork a lot of the times because I'm an artist. So
Yeah.
I'll even if the story sucks, if the artist is good, I'm buying their stuff. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I was very happy with the purchase, just to say the least. And I've been following it. So I go to the comic book store because New Gods #8 came out yesterday, and I go to my comic book store and they have all like the new Absolute books that came out yesterday, all the other stuff, and I'm like, "Where's New Gods #8?" And I'm like, "Where's JSA #9? Where's Batman, Superman, number 41?"
Yeah.
And I go up to the counter and I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Like, you guys only put out like, did you not get these books?" And the dude's like, oh no, dude. He's like, Michael hasn't been here for like 2 days. He's been sick." And I'm like, "Can you check?" I don't know if I could do that. I'll pay you money for them. You've had all of them before. That's how I bought all of them. Can I buy them, please? I wanted Aquaman #6, and it's not like these are like not common, but you put the new Zatanna out there, dude. Can you put out like these books that will sell?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not like there's a line around the block for Aquaman. I mean, come on
yeah,
now.
so it was kind of hilarious. So I did get Absolute Batman #10, which is the Bane, the
Oh
second of
yeah,
the Bane story. I
I
did
want
get
to
this,
watch. I need to get that one. I wasn't able to go yesterday, so I'll have to go down there when I get a chance to pick that up because I have 9, but I need 10.
and I did buy a variant cover because I'm stupid and I buy variants for everything.
Oh, I've got like 3 Wonder Woman #1s.
Dude, I know, so do I. It's so
I know,
stupid. I don't know why I do it.
the first Absolute Batman, that Daniel Warren Johnson cover.
Yeah,
Yeah, a Jim Lee cover. Yeah, I was going ham on some of those variants.
I got. Let's see. I know I have. I know me and MSK were talking about this, that because he's like, dude, you buy too many, and I'm like, I know. And I ended up buying these are the ones that I have down here. I have 3 more upstairs. This one, I like this cover for
That's
Absolute
cool.
Batman #1. I like
Yeah.
this. And I bought the, you know,
Oh yeah, I have that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely like my stupid freaking variant covers, I definitely like those. But yeah, so I bought that, and I bought the Death of the Silver Surfer #2. I have a soft spot in my heart for Silver Surfer, especially the Jim Starlin, Ron Mars, and Ron Lim era of the 90s. Ron Lim was just drawing like a maniac back then.
Are you going to be watching Fantastic Four first day or?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll
Yeah.
be there on Thursday. Yep. See, I got Absolute Flash #4.
Okay.
Got that one. And I don't even know why I buy this. I got the Dan Slott Superman Unlimited 3. I bought 1 and 2. Dan Slott and Ralph Albuquerque are doing this one. And
Oh, Dan Slott. He gave me people shit on him, but I loved Superior Spider-Man.
Dude, Superior. Okay. So as dumb of an idea as I thought it was, I was surprised at how much I actually ended up liking it.
Oh yeah, Otto essentially trying to be a better Peter Parker became a better Otto. Like he became a hero out of it, and it was I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. But I'm a big one for transitioning to new characters. Like I'm not
Mhm.
one where it's like Peter Parker has to be Spider-Man.
Oh
I'm like,
no,
guys,
no,
some of these characters are getting coming up to 100 years old. Let's
yeah.
let's move on.
No, I listen. I get it. I get it. Like now, I am all for trying new things, but I think like either the mantle needs to be passed to someone that we know, or like if you're gonna do a new one, try it out in an ultimate or an
Yeah,
absolute, see if it sticks, and then transition it over.
like
Because there, go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like Grant Morrison when he had Dick Grayson take over.
Hmm.
I thought that was great. That was beautiful. I was upset when Bruce Wayne came back. I was like, even though I believe you could keep the characters around, like Bruce Wayne becomes Alfred in a role, kind of like what happened with Batman Beyond. But at the
Hmm.
same time, though, I was just loving. It's like Dick Grayson trying to figure out how to be his Batman,
Yeah.
and it's like even from the fact that he's smaller stature
Do you think
to
they're too afraid to do things like that because of the way how low comics sell? Like a huge comic is like 120,000 issues
oh yeah,
sales,
yeah.
you know?
I think it is. I think there's a bit of a fear to it. There's also a fear of them not wanting to stick with anything. Like
Yeah,
Ultimate
that's
Spider-Man
true.
is great, so that should be on the shelf until it's not great anymore. Not
I know
until
them
Marvel just gets tired of doing
that's
it. And
so
yeah,
stupid, isn't it? Like you have Hickman who is like writing a masterpiece basically.
yeah,
It's everybody loves it, and you don't want it because fucking he's married and has kids and it's Mary Jane. Like
yeah.
that's you don't tell me it's not because that is literally like now you can't even have that in an ultimate universe because it's outselling your fucking amazing Spider-Man book, which I'm reading right now by
Mm.
Joe Kelly, and it's not that great.
No, yeah,
It's just like meh.
yeah. They it's you rarely hear about a writer artist team staying on a book for a year anymore
It's
or for
crazy.
2 years. It should be, and it shouldn't be that way. But uh, DC's different. Marvel seems to be running Marvel Comics as if they don't. I don't know. It's weird because like DC seems like they're trying their best to get new
Mhm.
readers because
Yes.
both DC and Marvel completely left behind two generations of kids when they started doing their big push to facilitate for collectors in the 90s when the variant cover rush was huge and they comic books were selling millions of dollars and
Mhm.
variant covers were all the new thing and you had the image break off. uh, they stopped doing the spinner racks. They stopped having accessible books for kids. They stopped doing scholastic stuff, and they started catering towards mid 20s to late 60s comic collectors. DC's like throwing books into Walmart now. You can buy bundles. You can find them at dollar stores. The DC compacts are flying off the shelf. Um, they're giving kids a chance to like I always tell people it's like the reason why kids aren't reading Batman is because the only way to get a Batman comic for some kids is to have their parents drive them 30 to 45 minutes to the city where there's a comic book shop because
Yep.
they're not in Safeways anymore. They're not in Fred Meyer's or Walmart's. So that's a huge deal where that's why 12-year-olds aren't reading comics because 12-year-olds can't convince their parents to drive into downtown of a city, try to find parking to go to a hole in wall comic shop. I love comic shops, but it's not realistic for mass distribution to children.
Yes.
And Marvel doesn't seem to be doing that as much. They seem to have this really kind of weird mindset. They're still doing way too many variants. Their compact versions are $5 more than DC's for whatever
Some
reason.
of them are even more, dude.
Yeah,
Like
that's
like
ridiculous.
and they don't have like the like you said, when I was on MSK for the Superman thing last week or Monday, I I showed pictures. I put them in the staging area of literally at my gas station, they had a stand of DC Comics.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like they were at gas stations, they were at Family Dollar and Dollar Store or something. They were at two places. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Two of the dollar places. But
Well,
like they were there and they're at Walmart and it's like, and it's only DC.
yeah. Kids read a lot of digital now, and there's a lot of the manga kids will read digitally.
Mhm.
Global Comics is an app that is probably one of the bigger apps right now for comic books. It's like $6.99 a month, and you get DC, Image, Dark Horse, Oni Press, IDW. Everyone is on Global Comics and a bunch of indies except Marvel, and it's just like Marvel is just got their head in the sand when it comes to like why was it during the 10 years of Marvel's height, why weren't movie stubs getting you a discount of comic books at comic book shops?
Or a
Why
QR
wasn't
code
there
with a comic.
yeah, why wasn't Avengers coming with a comic for kids sold at the movie theater or even given away at the movie theater? Like Marvel just completely separates everything where they're just like, this is movies, this are comics. We're not gonna treat them together at all. And DC's kind of like, I don't give a shit where we have to do it. We're going to get comics into everybody's hands. And
Yes.
they really are trying. They have better writer teams. They're more willing to get superstars, artists to do projects. Marvel is still there. Marvel's like that mad ex-girlfriend who was cheated on. Marvel doesn't after Image, Marvel doesn't like superstars. They don't like creating superstars. They don't want to pay people good deals anymore. They don't show value in talented writers or artists. DC is starting to change. I think a big reason why DC's changing before Marvel is because the parent company Warner Brothers is nowhere in the financial stability that Disney is. Disney has that money where, yeah, we're losing billions, but can still keep doing stuff and not have to change. That's why Disney is still doing more woke stuff than what you're seeing like in Warner Brothers or DC or at DC, because Disney is still in that we have FU money and we're not really going to fail. Like Warner Brothers is like we're restructuring and getting smaller, and we're now under Discovery's tent pole. So they're a little bit more desperate and they're trying more things now. They're like, okay, we need to get price points down. So here's the Court of Owls run for $10 in a compact, or Watchmen. Now everyone who all the actors for Superman are like, oh, you should read all seasons, or you should read All Star Superman, or this is based off of that, or how many times have we seen the Supergirl book that they're basing the Supergirl movie off of? I actually went and bought it because of the advertisement of the movie. I went and bought the Supergirl graphic novel because I wanted to see, okay, well, I want to see what this is all about. And I'm glad I did because it was a great graphic novel. But yeah, it's I don't know what the deal with Marvel is. I don't think they need the leadership or what the deal is, but they're definitely not trying as hard as DC right now.
Yeah, their collected editions and like those type of things are so expensive comparatively. Like perfect example. I just got these. I got DC's Finest. I bought 0 Hour, right?
Yeah.
Because I have the omnibus, but I wanted to see how it compared, right? Because omnibuses, as much as I love them and stuff like that, they're not as practical to read. My wife actually, because I sit in bed and read them, my wife actually bought me this desk thing that it's like a tray that I can put over
I
my
have
legs.
one of those for my chair for the bigger ones. Yeah.
And it freaking, like, you can like elevate it and put it at an angle. But so I bought these both 0 Hours part 1 and 2, right? Which make a whole thing right here.
Oh, that's cool.
This costs less than one collected edition of like the X-Men or Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Both of these.
There's no reason. They've already paid for the art. they're reusing what they already have, but they're charging like it's brand new. It's
And it's they're smaller pages, but dude, it looks great, man. It looks fantastic.
yeah.
Like it looks great, and it has. I think there's like 3 issues in the omnibus that are not in these 2. So you literally get the full 0-hour event, and I think the tie-ins for it. I got it because I bought the Kyle Rayner compendium, the first one,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
I got that on my shopping cart in Amazon. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
So they got those 2. I got those 2, and I bought the 2 Marvel things, and I'm gonna complain a little bit, but one of the other comics I bought that I enjoyed the first issue so much that I went and got the second Spider-Man Wolverine.
Oh, the artwork in that is so sick.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, the first issue I was like, it was literally just them going on a freaking mission where they met up and they had to fight Kraven and fucking Omega Red.
Have you read that one yet?
Yeah.
Oh, the second one?
No, I did not read. I just got it.
Okay, yeah, that. Ooh, one of the best Spider-Man Wolverine fight scenes ever.
That's awesome.
One of the best. Oh, it's so sick. Like Spider-Man just completely unleashes. It's his healing. Wolverine's healing factor is the only thing that saves his ass. I'll be 100% honest.
So I did buy this, and I'm glad I did, because during the 2099 era, I loved Spider-Man 2099. I did. I don't care. I loved Punisher 2099. I want that to be collected or something that's like reprinted. And my favorite though was Doom 2099.
Oh,
I love Doom. I don't know if you've ever read this.
No,
but
I haven't.
It's one of my favorite Doctor Doom books of all time. It's so good, dude. Like, it's so fantastic. And I bought that, but then this is where I'm going to start getting a little bit complainy. I had to buy the X-Men, the Chris Claremont Mutant Massacre, right?
Yeah.
So I love the Chris Claremont run. You know, it's 20 plus years of awesomeness. Like the fact that someone could stay on a book that long, you know. And the problem I have though is it literally goes Uncanny X-Men, the Chris Claremont, volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then instead of 6, 7, 8, it's like, then you got to get Prelude to Mutant Massacre, then Mutant Massacre, then the other book. And then up there, I had to get Extinction Agenda. And it does not look right. You know what I mean? Like you see those up there in black, and then it's like that. Why couldn't it just be like 5, 6, 7, 8, you know?
Yeah.
And
I hate when that happens.
To get Omnibus 5, they've reprinted it, right? But it's now under a different name. But to get the actual number 5, it's with the Trial of Magneto. It's literally like $250 used.
Oh.
And I'm fine with buying the reprinted edition that's under a different name. It has all the same stuff in it. I checked. It's only like $70, but it's like, at what point in time is that's what throws people off? It does, like, because why would I want to go like with my Batman ones? Like those I have down here because I couldn't fit everything. I think that goes up to 6. The Golden Age I have 7, 8, 9, 10 upstairs, and then it goes right to the Silver Age, and then literally right to the Bronze Age. Like that's easy. Like I literally have Batman from like Detective Comics 27 up through like Batman 500. You know, like right there at my fingertips. And I just don't understand. Like, why would you not just number them and make them accessible to everyone? Like,
make it really easy from, you know, Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 is the issues in the chronological order that they were published in. And then just keep doing that all the way through with little numbers on it or something along those lines. Like
and I get like whenever they started doing events, and I think that's why they had to name them like this, because it goes outside of the X-Men because it's an omnibus. So it might have like New Mutants or X-Force or this. I get it, but they could be like X-Men Mutant Massacre, but Uncanny X-Men Volume 6. on it. Like that's you could still do that. Like I get it that it has an event in it. I'm not an idiot. Like, but trying to piece them together, looking at okay, this left off on X-Men 229. All right, which one starts on an X-Men 30 or 230? Like, come on now. Like,
You should have it on the. You should be able to flip the book over, and at the bottom where the price is and the barcode, it should say what issues. Like this is what's in here,
right.
and
It
that
usually
way you
does,
know.
but it just sucks that I have to do that. Like, why can't I just get number 6?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
but
I hear you.
but I get it. Like I mean I get it. It's just a small complaint. But yeah, I'm glad I got Mutant Massacre, and my Prelude to Mutant Massacre will be here on Monday. And then I just need 3 more to finish out the Claremont run. So I'm happy about that. And I've been, I've been trying to like get a lot of things that I don't have, or things that I did have that I've lost or just don't, bad conditioned books. Like I know not everybody cares, but I would like to get the 88 through 94 Starman run. That was like
Oh, okay.
one of well, sorry, no, it would be 1985 through 92. Sorry. 1985 through 92, because it did go through the invasion and then the aftermath of invasion, which is like one of the funniest
Yeah.
crossovers. That was like Todd McFarlane's, like one of his first things he ever did for DC was draw those things that were totally not supposed to be Japanese. Like it's hilarious. But I Starman was the first comic that I ever bought. Wasn't the first comic that I ever read, but I ever bought with my own money.
Yeah.
And I still have it. I still actually have the comic. It is so beat up, and the cover is like not even on there anymore. It's just a piece of crap, but I still have it. And I think like with those type of characters, they don't get obviously as much love. They're not going to, reprint something that doesn't sell, But I'd like to think with these DC, DC's Finest line, that they might go into doing that, because a lot of that they can do for cheap. And it's not like those aren't making money, because I've at my comic book store, they've said like anytime they get any of those compacts or any of the DC Finest, they sell out constantly.
When MSK will sometimes on Fridays when we go on our show, he'll bring up the sales of
ICB.
that week,
Yeah.
the ICB, and when we bring up the graphic novels, the compacts are always like probably like 6 of the top 10, maybe 8 to the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, Court of Owls has been in the top 10 all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's selling out. Well, you could find them anywhere. Of course, it's going to sell out. It's there right next to One Piece at Target.
Like the Dark Knight's or Metal, like that has a what do you call it? A Finest. The whole thing too. It's the whole freaking thing. And it's like it's cheap. And like I bought this. I couldn't believe how cheap this was. I bought the Lobo Compendium. Look how big that is.
Yeah, that's huge.
I bought this. I got this for $19.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be like $39, but I got it for $19. And that's another guy who went off the face of the earth, is Bisley. Like, where the hell did he? What happened to him?
Yeah, but it just goes more. DC is really trying hard right now, and Marvel is just not.
That's very true. It feels like it, at least. It feels like it.
It feels like it, yeah.
I mean, they could be, but it does feel like they're not trying nearly as hard as DC is. Because, it feels like with Superman, DC has a little bit of momentum going, and hopefully that does lead people to buy comics, because I have seen advertisements on television for comics, which I just blew my mind in 2025 that I saw a fucking commercial that had comics in it. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's crazy.
Well,
and,
I mean,
good.
I was just gonna say, you take your kid to go see Superman, he loves it, has a great time. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go to the dollar store or when you go to the gas station, there's a rack that has Superman comic books on it. and the kid's going to be like, oh, can I get one of those Superman? And now to go with the Superman shirt, the Superman toy will be a Superman comic. Something that, I mean, they're even selling DC toys with comic books attached to them.
Yes, I have bought a few of those.
Yeah.
I bought a few of those. This, where is it? It might be over here. This Flash right here. It came with a comic.
Yeah.
It came with, like, it almost looked like a graphic novel. It came with like half of Flashpoint on it. It was like the first 3 issues.
It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on, because a lot of people will point to Marvel, and a lot of guys in indie comics that I fly around with, they'll talk about how none of the Marvel movies helped out Marvel Comics. So movies don't help out comics. But what I want to see is, now with the higher accessibility of DC, are we going to see a coincide? Are we going to see All-Star Superman selling off the charts? Are we going to see the Supergirl movie comic picking up more? Like, are they going to do a compact of the Supergirl comic that's the movie's based off of? So, right. Are we going to see a bigger sale in comic books? Maybe not going to shops, but overall bigger sales for DC, because they just have the stuff available in more places.
I hope so. I really do hope so, because, I mean, you're entering, a lot of people don't read nearly as much as they used to, like, even with, like, books in general, like, it feels like the 90s was like the last generation of people that, like, that was a mass source for their entertainment. And
yeah, it's all on phones now, or audiobooks or stuff along those
right
lines.
And I don't have a problem with audiobooks. I don't, like, because, like, when I'm at work and stuff, I can, like, listen to Savage Dad. The stream feels like it's missing something. Well, it's missing a lot of things. But it feels like the 90s, that's the last time that it that was like the I guess, like, not the, I guess, the pinnacle.
I miss the 90s so much.
It did. It died. Entertainment died a little bit shortly after. And I'm just glad that we can see, like I said, the comics being in. I saw it, like I said, at the gas station. I saw it at those $2 places, Dollar General and Family Dollar. Maybe that was it, or Dollar Store or something, whatever. And at the Sheets, which I was surprised at also. It was at Sheets, which is like a giant gas station here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Let me see if I think I still have the pictures.
Like one of those big truck stop type gas stations.
Yeah, like a Wawa or stuff like that. I don't know what's over in your. Are you in the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm West Coast. So we got like Pilots over here, where they're essentially, like, they always have a restaurant in them and a fast food place, and you can buy all sorts of weird trucker shit there.
Buc-ee's. There you go, Buc-ee's. Okay. So here we go. This was at the gas station.
Yeah, see, that's what I want to know, is like what's going to be interesting is with this, if this movies keep being a success, and how much is that working? And it must be working because it's showing up in more places. And for, was that $3.99 for a comic book, and it's like, where everyone's already kind of strapped for cash as it is, and then the parents are going through there, and the kids start freaking out. Yeah, $3.99 is not bad to throw it at, to keep the kid quiet and give him a comic book.
And something new from the All In, it had Justice League Unlimited #1.
Okay, nice.
So I mean, that was kind of neat that they had it, like, so.
Well, yeah, because that is interesting, because really the only place to get #1s, like, if the current is really at comic book shops, like even on Global Comics. The only thing dropping on Global Comics from DC is when a graphic novel drops. So when a graphic novel drops on the retail, it shows up on Global Comics. And that's pretty much what they're
Oh,
all doing. You don't get singles newer issues on a lot of stuff unless it's indie or along those lines. But the big dogs are just doing graphic novels on there. So it's nice to see some number ones showing up at gas stations and stuff too, because
yeah.
that'll
Yep.
be that'd be finding current comics as well.
So Savage Dad said he pulled a stomach muscle at work today.
Ooh,
Oof.
that
That's
sucks.
gotta. That's terrible. I have pulled an abductor muscle before, and it was almost torn off, and
Oof.
it was awful. It was so awful. It was like it hurt my ribs. And when I would breathe out wasn't bad, but when I breathe in and expand, oh God, I hate that alarm every time. Uh, when I would expand, it would hurt so bad,
I
so
had a
bad.
Charlie horse in my abdomen the other day, first time ever. I always have them in calves, never in my abdomen. And yeah, I thought I was going to crap myself. It's like, oh Jesus, I thought I was tearing in half.
Yeah. So yeah, I there is a lot of like actually good stuff to read out there right now. Like I said, the Spider-Man Wolverine book I thought is great. I can't
Yeah.
wait to read number 2 after you told me about it. Like that's probably what I'm going to read first.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, it's so good.
Because I was getting ready to read the Death of Silver Surfer because I read the first one and I liked it. So I was like, ooh, I got this. I'm ready to read this. But I did like the first issue of the Spider-Man Wolverine. So I'm excited to read that. But the main thing that I have been reading is the Doom 2099. You can see my
Oh,
little clear, that's my bookmark. It's like a clear piece
okay.
of plastic. So I'm going to do that. And then right after that, because I'll get through this Doom thing in like probably like a day or two. And then I'm going to be reading the Kyle Lantern or Kyle Rayner Kyle Lantern, Green Lantern. And then I'm going to be reading the 0 Hour, which is cool. Like I'm glad I picked these up because now I can read those without having to, read the omnibus. Oh yeah, the last thing that I picked up because I didn't have it, I just picked it up just because was the Marvel DC crossover omnibus. I just wanted to
Okay.
have it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the amalgam one, but I wanted to have that, and I want to see with the new crossovers. Do you think they're gonna bring Access back? They got to bring Access back. That's the whole reason why they're allowed to cross over. Is Access?
They
Can't forget
might.
Access.
It's going to be interesting to see how they treat it. Is it just going to be kind of like they just show up and like, oh hey, what's up, or is it going to be someone dropping through a portal kind of thing? The first one's Deadpool Batman, so I'm guessing TVA is showing up in comics now. Deadpool kind of multiversing around and ends up in Gotham. That's what I'm guessing. I hope there's a Deathstroke joke.
That would be hilarious.
Oh,
Oh, Savage Dad, you asked the 0 Hour. I bought the 2 compendiums right here. So I'm gonna read these after I read the Kyle Rayner stuff. So I just got these in today. They just came
I
in.
want to get that big Nightwing omnibus that they just popped out. I saw you guys were showing it off. It has I love that Nightwing run when he goes to Bloodhaven. It's just him. That the
Yeah.
artwork is amazing.
They have the compendium, which is the Chuck Dixon compendium, which
Okay.
if I were you, that's what I would get. I would get that because they have the second one too is out, and they're both pretty big. They're both like 478 pages. So I
Okay.
mean,
Cool.
like it's. I'll send you a link because you can get it for like $30, and
Yeah.
it's well worth it. It's yeah, it's good. The me and Savage Dad actually we talk a lot through text, and that was one of the things both of us like. He had went out and bought it and was like, yo, you got to get this, and it was something I was looking forward to, and it just got off my radar. So I ended up ordering it, and I got that, and I get the second one coming. It should be here Monday.
Yeah, is that
So
the one where he goes to Bloodhaven and fights like Blockbuster and works on becoming a cop and all that?
I can't remember. I'd have to
Yeah.
hold on. I'd have to.
I remember just the art. I followed the Nightwing run because I love the artist. and I forgot the artist's name, Scott something, but just great looking artwork, and I just kept following it because of that. The story was really good. I remember him fighting these circus chicks and Blockbuster and oh, it was I'd have to yeah, I need to dig back into it. It's one cool thing. I do estate sales for my day job, and I'll get access to comic collections, and I bought a couple of collections, which I'm going to repackage and do mystery boxes when I do shows. But I love finding a comic book that I used to love from back in the day that I haven't read in like forever, like the old
Yeah.
Spider-Man versus Tombstone. I love that run too.
Okay, so I believe it is in there because I'm looking right now, and the storyline of To Serve and Protect, where he becomes a rookie police officer, is in the
Yes,
Chuck
yes, yes,
Dixon one.
yes.
I didn't know if it was in number 1 or number 2, but I
That
believe
it
it
might
is.
be in two, or I'm not sure because it was a little later in the run.
And it says this period of Nightwing's career was notable as it explored the tension between his roles as police officer and vigilante, especially when dealing with the city's powerful crime lord Blockbuster.
Yes,
So I believe that is in
such a great fucking run.
it's in one. It's got to be in one of them. It has to
Yeah.
be in one of them.
That
That's
is a
something I
great
haven't
run.
read in forever, so I don't remember off the top of my head. So I had to go look it up. See, like at least whenever I say I'm looking something up, I'm actually looking it up, and not oh, I just remembered this. Hate that. Gets annoying. Hey Emily, how are you doing?
Hey,
Hope you're
Emily.
doing well. So yeah, man. It was fun talking to you, man. I'm glad we got to do this, and I don't know. So I know that you write and illustrate your comic, your baby Cigg Joe.
Yeah.
So
And
what
I'm
you want to
finishing
tell
up on
us?
the first arc on that. It's been kind of like my college course, if you will.
Mhm.
It's 4 issues for the first arc. The first 2 issues are 40 some pages. The third issue is like 56, and the fourth issue is
Damn.
77 pages of story. So
Whew.
when I get all done, I'm going to have a nice graphic novel about 220, 230 pages, depending on what extra stuff I put into it. And
Which is nice, which is actually very nice.
oh yeah,
That's a
it's going to be
nice,
much nicer to sell. It's going to be much nicer to do everything with.
which is a nice trade. But I'm going to be buying the first 3 issues off of you, and I'm going to read them, and we will definitely talk about them
Yeah,
because I definitely want to do that. So
I would love that too. Any kind of feedback I love. It's yeah, I don't know if how long it'll be between arc 1 to arc 2 of Cigg Joe, because my squirrel comic book that I did this one shot about the squirrels in the park of my city fighting off an alien invasion. Because in my town we have like
that's
squirrel
awesome.
fests, and we have statues of squirrels, and we made bridges across the trees so squirrels won't have to go across the road. So my East Coast friends are always asking, why are we so obsessed with squirrels? So I made this comic book that was kind of 300 style, only 18 pages long. It was just a grandfather telling his son of why the town did it. So it was like
That's fantastic.
fighting these insectoids. I've sold more of that book than all 4 issues of Cigg Joe combined. So when I get done with the first arc, I'm gonna do a full fleshed out graphic novel of how the squirrels saved Longview, the full battle with the insectoids,
Dude,
and the whole deal.
I will definitely read and buy that. That's fantastic. That is
Then
fantastic.
after that, I'm going to be doing Steamboat Willie became free use. I'm going to do a Steampunk Willie, where Steampunk Willie saves Princess Minnie and the floating city. I have this whole thing planned out for a graphic novel of that. So if any of those kick off good, I'm going to continue working on that stuff and might not go back to Cigg Joe because Cigg Joe hasn't really kicked off. But part of that also, the first arc, I'm learning. So when you read issue 1, 2, and eventually get to read issue 3 and 4, when it's all collected, you're going to see a massive change from issue 1, page 1, to how I'm doing issue 4 and the pacing, the structure of the
You
pages, the
have to
whole
start
deal.
somewhere, man. At
Oh
least you're
yeah,
out there doing it. That's the
oh yeah,
thing. Because I've told you, I've had this idea for, at first it was a book that this is since like 1996, and I've never done anything. Like I'm not good at writing. I'm just not good at it. But I have like it's one of those freaking 5 subject notebooks
yeah.
full of just story. I wrote so much of it, and like I would have to pay somebody to look through it, read it, and do everything. Like, because I know there's something there. Because everybody I tell the idea to, and I said, don't take my idea because I patented the book, even though I didn't. I didn't do it, but not that anybody would do that. But yeah, like I think it's definitely an idea that can work, but I just don't have the creative ability. I just don't. Trust me, I've
Yeah.
tried. People would try to tell me like, hey, just because I have a friend who's in comic books, and he's done a bunch of books, and he's worked with like Nick Collins and a couple of other artists and stuff, and he's like, oh, you just got to sit down and do it, man. And I'm like, you think
Yeah.
it's been going on 30 years, dude? You think I
Well,
haven't tried? Come
it's
on.
like it's like if tomorrow you went out and you had to build a house,
Mhm.
and from top to bottom, all the way from getting the foundation poured all the way to the top, all the way to finish. That first house you build, if you don't know what you're doing, is probably not going to be livable.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, the next house you build is going to be better. And then the
Mhm.
third house, and then the fourth house. So you have to build a lot of shit in order to get better at it if you keep going. There is something about pushing and going and going into it. But yeah, it's because like with me, I made the first Cigg Joe comic I did was made for Webtoons. I did 56 pages of artwork and story before I realized that I didn't leave space for lettering. So I had to make a choice to go back and like try to alter the pages, or just to say folder away, I'm going to restart. So I actually restarted Cigg Joe at one time, where I did 56 pages that are just in a folder in my computer, and you might be able to find them if you go on Webtoons and look up Cigg Joe. But that number one after that was much better. The number two got better. And then now I'm doing number four, kind of wishing I could redo number one and two because of all the stuff that I've learned to now, where I'm just like, oh God, I don't even know if I want people to read one and two. Like, it's like, oh, hold on a second.
But you're always going to be the harshest critic of your own work,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, and I mean, that's just something that comes natural with doing anything. Cause I remember the first time, like when I bought a good microphone, this one, and then I heard myself, I was like, oh God, oh, I hate editing. I'm like, oh my God,
Oh
shut
yeah.
up, guy. I'm like, shut up, stop talking. That's how you have to do it. You have to continue to talk. So I used to do a channel with my buddy John, and he's a real funny dude. Like, he's hilarious. But when he's on camera, it's like I don't know if he's uncomfortable or so, he just doesn't feel as natural as he does. And I felt bad because it was like, I even said to him, I was like, dude, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. He's like, no, I don't mind. And I'm like, okay, well then let's just do it as like we're having a conversation. And it got a
Yeah,
lot better. It got a
yeah.
lot better because like he likes comic books, and he's a very talented artist. He's the guy. I don't know if you might have seen this. He makes the pixel art, and he did this for me.
Oh, okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
all like individual little beads.
That's really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's really cool. And he did what I liked is he did one for me of where is it? I'll have to find it, but he did a Joker from me from one of the 3 Jokers covers, the one with the crowbar. He did that for me,
Okay.
and it's awesome. Like, it's fantastic. And he's done a lot of cool things, like bead art wise, and he sells them too. He sells so much. I'm like, damn, dude, like, you do very well at this. Like, if he were to like put his full effort into it, he could actually make a living doing it.
Yeah.
And because some of the side money he makes for them, because like some of them are very expensive because they're very labor intensive, obviously. like
Yeah.
doing one beat at a time, like do 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 do. Like that's got to be a pain in the ass, in my opinion. But he loves tedious stuff like that, so he does a good job. But he loves comic books, and he's a fantastic artist. He's done some paintings. He's got one of Deadpool that's amazing, and I'm like, dude, you're fantastic. And my brother also, he's a very good artist, but he'll never do anything for me because I wanted to do the book with him, and he told me to go eat shit. So I was like, you're cool, dude. Thanks, brother.
It is so much work to draw one of these damn things.
It is.
Oh,
I do not envy anybody, that does that. You have to literally be in love with it. So, you know, I hey, hats off to you, man. Because
oh
I'm more of the reader and collector type guy,
yeah.
you know. But I did
Yeah, you have to balance that passion obsession line in order to keep doing this. Because like when Kirby said comics will break your heart, yeah, it'll beat you down till there's nothing left. I mean, you'll work 1,000 hours on a book that people will just won't even give a second look at, and
Mm,
it's just like right now I'm in my 9th year of doing this, and one of the issues that I have mentally when I'm working is that like when something doesn't get much traction,
mhm,
I have to look at the million reasons why that might not be. Like I'm not great at marketing. I don't have a presence like a website. I don't have availability to it that's easily accessible.
mm,
I don't have any eyes on me, and I'm already not good at getting those eyes on me. And then you also say, well, maybe I just suck too. So there's always running that in there too. It's like, well, maybe no one reads it or wants it because it just doesn't look that good. Maybe my presentation doesn't look that good. Maybe like there's so many things that could be wrong, and you can drive yourself nuts trying to figure out. And the only reason way I get through it is that I just put my head down and just keep drawing. I just
mhm,
keep making them. It's like whether or not issues 1, 2, 3, or 4 of Cigg Joe are going to sell or not. I'm going to make the damn things. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to wrap it up. I don't care about that part of it. That'll come along. So I just keep making them, whether they get a lot of attention or they don't, because there's a million reasons why someone might not see your book, and it may be the best book that's ever been created, but if you suck at selling it, no one's going to get to read it, So
yeah.
there's a million reasons why you could drive yourself nuts trying to figure it out, and then you could start getting that imposter syndrome starts creeping in, and it just you just the best way to do it is just to take a couple bong rips and start drawing.
Which is funny. I won't say the guy's name, but that's actually how I met my buddy who's done some major comics. He did his biggest one was the Once Upon a Time Machine, which is a great comic book. If you go look it up, it's really cool. But how I met him was I was taking a train, like I told you before, and this is back whenever I used to smoke pot, and I was like, we were on the long stretch, like we got off in like North Carolina, so the next stop was down in South Florida. It was like Tampa, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, whew, this is gonna be a long one. And I was like, where do I go? And I started going downstairs to the cart, like the train cars that were like the family cars that had like beds and stuff in them. And I would go in there and like lock the door, and like, so I was walking around and this dude came out of one of the bathrooms down there. And he was like, it looked like he got scared, right? And he's like, oh, you might not want to go in that bathroom. And I was like, why? Because you shit everywhere or because it smells like pot down here? I was like, if it's because it smells like weed down here, I'm definitely going in that bathroom. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I was like, you want to smoke a bowl? And he was like, yeah. The two of us crammed in this teeny little bathroom, and he saw my shirt, and I had an X-Men shirt on, and he was like, what's your favorite X-Men issue? And I was like, well, I could tell you what isn't my favorite X-Men issue. So we just started talking about that, and we went back up, he stopped in his car and he handed me the first edition of Once Upon a Time Machine. He was like, here, he was like, you know, my name is blah blah blah, and go ahead and look. And I was like, holy shit, you know, and I read it and it was cool. It was like basically like this person goes back and instead of going back in time, he actually goes to like different fairy tales and affects them. It's very
Oh
interesting.
wow,
It's a
okay, that's
different
cool.
way out there idea, but it's really cool. And
Yeah.
the art is very, you'd have to see it. But he's done some stuff with like Nick Collins and a couple of other guys. Nick Collins did a bunch of art for Jeff John's Flash Run.
Oh, okay.
Um, and some other stuff. But he's a really nice guy. Still stay in touch with him. And he's the one that told me, like, you just got to do it. You just have to do it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, you just have to do it because you're good. I'm not. But yeah, he's a cool guy. And so my son, I think you might have seen this. My son got me this wall hanging of the DC villains.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's got like it's got like Dark Side at the top. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little wall hang. It's on a frame and everything. And then he got me this one for Christmas last year. It's just a Batman and Robin.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, yeah. So I was like, oh, that's cool of you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I set those over here. But yeah, man. So my studio next year will be moved into a different room. They're gonna, well, it might even be longer than a year, but they're gonna be starting work on it at the end of August. It's my office, and because I need a place where I can go work and not be disturbed when I'm actually working.
Yeah.
Because like I feel bad, like my mom and my wife and stuff, like they feel like they have to stay in their rooms because I work in the dining room, which is like right next to the living room, and I don't want them to feel like they like can't roam around the house. Like I've never said anything. It's just that's what they do, and I know that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
So you know, hopefully that'll be done, and I'm excited because the way that I'm getting it made is all the walls are gonna it's just gonna be from the bottom to the top, all bookshelves like in the walls. They're not gonna be coming out, so like it's gonna be flush with the wall.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
and I want to get a desk that attaches like to the corner, and it goes like that into the corner. So behind me would be where the walls meet, stuff like
Yeah,
that, and
so
I'll
you'll
still
have a
have
nice
books
view of
there.
the what do they call it on Twitter? The clout wall with all the books.
Well, yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I can't,
Hey,
I can't say no to that. So
I'm gonna be
yeah.
I'm gonna be moving into my own place here because I live down. We share a duplex with my brother and his
Mhm.
family. I'll be moving to my own place by the end of the year, and I'm already thinking about like, yeah, I'm gonna have because I have bookshelves over there out of
Mhm.
view with all sorts of manga and graphic novels, and so I'm gonna set up mine where it's kind of like yours. You have like the backdrop of the books, and I'll have more
Yeah.
figures showing and stuff along those lines.
I've had so many people ask me if this was real behind me, like, or is it like green screen?
Oh
And I'm
wow,
like, no, it's definitely real.
yeah.
It's definitely real. It's just, you know, I just put a bunch of stuff down here that didn't fit upstairs.
It's like the
That's
Western
basically
comic
it.
section at a Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
Heck, your selection's better.
and how about MSK just noticed the other day that there's figures up on the shelves.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he was like, when I was taking a book down, he's like, are those figures up there? I'm like, and I took the Superman one down. He wanted to see it. And there's the Spider-Man one behind it, which I had up for months, by the way, doing his show. And he was like, when did you get the Spider-Man one? And I'm like, dude, it's literally been there for, I did like 10 shows with it there. Like with you. I was like, yeah. But nobody pays as much attention to my background as they do yours. I was like,
Yeah,
we're very enthralled about what goes on behind you.
there's a lot of story and there's a lot of canon to be discovered behind his his wall his screen there. I still think he has a race car bed.
I, I don't, the whole bed, like, I don't know if he has a bed. Like, so, like, it went from Amazon boxes to the only thing that he ever, because I said, what do you sleep on, like, you know, like grocery bags? And he said, This is what he said. And I don't know if because he just reacted to something and just didn't know what I was saying, right? And he goes, "No, I have shelves." And I said, "So you sleep on shelves?" So I just imagine like these two long leg-shaped shelves and like a chair and then some other stuff stacked up, and he just kind of lays there. Or he kind of like just floats and falls asleep
I think it
sitting
was
up straight.
Gray that said, you just put shelves on top of the boxes, so that
Oh,
way it's more even.
that makes sense. That makes sense. And like I know WZ has been keeping track of the MSK lore.
Yes,
He,
that's good.
he's got a very comprehensive MSK lore,
We need
which is
a lore master. That's important to
yes,
have.
do, which is I think hilarious because like I said, dude's a good dude. Like it, as much shit as I give him whenever we do stuff, like off screen, we're actually pretty good friends, and like he's asked me some very serious questions that I've tried to help him out with, and like he's just a good dude overall.
Yeah, MSK is a real good dude.
Well, Professor Savage Dad, I am maybe you're talking to Emily, but I am going camping tomorrow. So I will be in the heat, but I will be fishing, and then we will be swimming in the lake. And then Saturday, I'm going to go fishing real early because the place I'm going to has awesome bass fishing. So I'm probably going to go at like 5 a.m. And then my wife just bought a bunch of hobo pie makers. So we bought stuff. Do you ever use those? Those little like
No.
stand. So they're like these two metal tins that you can clamp together and put them in the
Oh,
fire,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
seat. So like we bought stuff to make like apple pies, pizza, a whole bunch of stuff. And my son is very like excited. He's like,
Yeah.
they went there, which my wife is smart. She's, like I said, way smarter than I am. So she rented the thing. If you rent it on Friday, it was so much money through the weekend. But if you get it on Thursday, you get the weekday rate, right? So she went there today to set everything up, like the tent, everything. So basically, when I show up after work, I just got to show up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the tent's already done. Like, and she bought this giant tent, which is great. And I got these little, they look like little circle things, and they run off solar power, and you put ice and stuff in them, and they blow really cold air. So I bought 4 of those. So I'm gonna hang 2 up, and then I'm gonna put 2 on the floor. So it'll be nice in there, and we still get an internet signal where we're at. So woohoo!
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
So I'll be good to go. And then Saturday we're going to the drive-in to go see Superman and Jurassic Park, which I think will be a lot of fun. And then Sunday we're gonna go swim in the lake, but there's about 30 minutes away the other direction, there's a wave pool.
Oh, okay.
So we might go do that.
Wave
So
pools are fun.
they're definitely fun. I'll have to very close eye on the kid because I'm teaching him how to swim. He is not the most athletically inclined. I'll
Yeah,
just
be
say
real
that.
careful with him on those things. Then, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He'll be wearing his life vest and everything, but we will not go far out at all.
Yeah.
But the lake, he loves swimming in the lake. My wife actually prefers to take him there instead of the pool, so they go there quite a bit. So I'm kind of excited to get going out there, and I think it's going to be a fun time.
Heck
Also to
yeah.
be kind of off the grid for a little bit. But yeah, so in closing, what I am going to be doing, I talked with Warren about this. I'm going to be launching a new channel, and what I want to do is either like once or twice a month, get a bunch of people together and just talk pop culture, media, everything. Just like a fun, and I want different opinions too. So, I want to get a cast of people that think differently. We don't all have the hive mind
Yeah.
likeness. And I also want to get to know the people. So there's a few things that I want to do, like, talk about your guilty pleasures, stuff like that, stuff that you wouldn't normally throw out there, which I always love doing because like I just give zero fucks. Like I just don't care. So that's always like fun to do. But I think it'd be a fun time. And I know a lot of people do that type of show, but I think with the personalities that we know, I think it could work and just be a lot of fun. And it'd be fun to blow off steam.
Heck
So,
yeah, that sounds like fun.
but yeah, so this is me signing off, and thank you, Warren, for coming out. And where can people find anything for your stuff?
Go to any of the social medias and just put in Lunchbox Warren, and I should pop up. Lunchbox Warren, Lunchbox Comics. If you go to Global Comics, just look up either Lunchbox Comics or The Adventures of Cigg Joe. Twitter, I'm Lunchbox Warren. Facebook, Lunchbox Warren. You can find me that's all over there. And also, I'm Lunchbox Comics on YouTube, and you can find me on there too. Every Sunday, I will be doing a show. I do a draw stream, and I also do some drawing on TikTok too. I haven't gone live in there in a while, but I plan to keep going live on TikTok as well. So,
how many followers do you have to go live on TikTok?
On paper, they want you to have 1,000 to go on the phone and 10,000 to go on PC. But what's weird is they have this random selection program that they allow people who sign up for TikTok. Like I had 2 friends who signed up on the PC and were able to go live right away with no followers. I was able to go live on the phone app at 600 followers, even though it's supposed to be 1,000. But when I try to go live on the PC, it tells me I need 10,000 followers. So it's kind of weird and random, but if you don't get in the random selection, then it's 10,000 PC, 1,000 phone, which is also weird that they separate them like that. But
yeah, that's weird. That is definitely.
So I have to put my phone up to the screen and record the screen while I'm drawing, and they don't get to see me. And I don't because you know how Apple has where both screens will show you can film forward, and also the front facing camera will put a little picture box of you. Some people will use that when they stream on TikTok to their phone, but that only works through Apple phones. They haven't allowed Samsung phones to do it yet. So
Gotcha.
I only stream through my cell phone on TikTok.
Well, I mean, everybody go check out his stuff. Support an indie comic creator.
Buy my book.
Buy my book. But yeah, I'm sure me and you will come back. We'll come back and do something like this again. Might do it after Fantastic Four. We'll see maybe what we think of that. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be back next time. I will definitely probably have some sort of background and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just don't care. I just don't care enough. I'm sorry. I know that's not what people want to hear. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you can do it, but honestly, as long as you just keep doing it every week, then eventually the other stuff will come on. The background and I don't have an intro. I just have a time lapse that I've been using, a 5-minute time lapse I've been using for the last 6 years, and I have this weird this music that I got from a non-copyright site all over it. But I haven't made an intro. I usually don't make a lot of stuff this day. A lot of stuff that I'm supposed to be on YouTube because I just don't have time for all that.
I have my buddy. His name's Kevin. He does all my music for
Oh, nice.
If you go onto my channel, go check out the X-Men thing, the playlist, the history of the X-Men playlist.
Yeah,
dude, the freaking I don't remember if it's the first episode. I don't remember, or it might be the second or third episode, but you'll hear the song. It's fucking killer, dude. He did an amazing job. All I did was said, hey, can you make something with this riff? And I sent him the riff from the 92 X-Men show. He was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, I got it. He's like, I got it. Don't worry. He's like, I got you. And I was like, all right, awesome. And he went and did that. But if you want, man, go check out the Bat bits that I do and the X-Men ones. I think you'll dig them. And if you haven't seen my Absolute Batman #1, I always tell people go check that out too. That's I did a lot of editing on that. That's and you'll see that I care zero about copyrights. I'm not trying to make money doing YouTube, but
Yeah.
you know, go
And
check it
if you're
out.
watching this, like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, if you want, yeah, do that. That might help us out. But all right, thank you everybody, and thank you Warren, and yeah, we will we'll talk later.
Oh yeah.
All right, awesome. See ya.